Hey guys, so today's lesson from the legendary traders is about take full responsibility. I got to learn this from Ray Dalio. So back in 1982, Ray Dalio made one of his worst trades in history when he was taking a short trade against the debt, American debt. So he was really convinced that the market is going to tumble down, and the market went against his analysis and went way up. But Ray Dalio, being Ray Dalio, learned from his mistake, didn't blame anybody, and took full responsibility. So there's no blame game when you're talking about the forex market. Also, Richard Dennis, one of the legendary traders, had when he was managing people's money over 120 million back in 1980s, he had a loss of more than 50%, where he cut all his losses and returned the money back to investors. But he was really calm and he maintained his posture and didn't blame anyone for the market going against him, because someone actually told him, don't you think if you took the opposite trade and went long, you'd have made much profit? And Richard Dennis said that would be one of his worst trades if he went against his analysis. So this means take full responsibility when you're trading the markets. Don't start the blame game. Do not blame the markets. Do not blame anyone for sending you maybe bad signals, or even blame the broker for maybe cutting you out early or not taking your trades. So that's basically the lesson that I learned from the legends when we're talking about take full responsibility. And this is a short clip from Ray Dalio.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Mitchell, it's a great pleasure and a great honor to be able to appear before you in examination with what is going wrong with our economy. The economy is now flat, teetering on the brink of failure.
You were recently quoted in an article. You said, I can say this with absolute certainty because I know how markets work.
I can say with absolute certainty that if you look at the liquidity base in the corporations and the world as a whole, that there's such a reduced level of liquidity that you can't return to an era of stagflation.
Wasn't I arrogant? Incredibly arrogant. I couldn't have been more wrong. I was so wrong. That was the exact bottom in the stock market. August 1982, Mexico defaulted on its debt, and it was the bottom in the stock market. We had a big bull market. And I had then, I think, like 8 people at Bridgewater, and I had to let them go. And I was so broke that I had to borrow $4,000 from my dad in order to pay for my family bills. And that was very painful. And it changed my whole approach to decision making, because it made me think in the future, how do I know I'm not wrong? How do I know I'm right? It gave me the humility that I needed to balance with my audacity.